Good evening, and thank you so much for joining me this evening. I know that you have busy lives and busy schedules, so I really do appreciate you taking the time out to sit here with me, Allison Moore, and discuss my love of essential oils. Yay! I am currently a star with Young Living. There are a couple of technicalities that we got to get out of the way first. I want to make sure that you have a pencil and paper just in case you have any questions. I will be going back to Facebook later after the video, and we'll have a question and answer section. So make sure you write down any questions. If I don't answer them in the video, then you can ask me later and I will try and answer them. If I don't have the answer, I will find one for you. Also, I am not a doctor. I cannot diagnose, treat, or cure any sicknesses or illnesses. If you are currently taking any medication, please, or you are under care of a physician, please make sure you consult them first before making any major health changes. Okay? Also, I will only be talking about Young Living essential oils tonight because I know their purity and their quality, and I know that they care about my family, and their seed to seal process is amazing. So I will be using an outline kind of because I kind of get sidetracked sometimes, but I do want to try and keep it fun and still give you quite a bit of information. I have the a kit, and I'm going to open it just like if it were the first time. Now this kit is one, it's a little bit older than the one that we have, but I haven't opened it yet. So we're going to go through that. And I'll show you the diffuser so that you kind of get more excited about getting your own kit maybe, and taking that leap. So first, what is their seed to seal process? So Young Living basically takes the best of the best seeds and cultivates them in the farms that they own or that they rent out, I guess you'd say. From different places. All their farms are sustainable. So it's really cool because they take the seeds, they plant the seeds in organic practicing manner in their farms, and they don't use any pesticides or chemicals on the plants. They only use essential oils for pest control and weed control. Weeds, they actually weed themselves. And actually, if you're a member, you can go to the farms yourself and kind of work the farm you're at. So that's a good one. And then they distill everything themselves. So they have their own equipment, which is important to me because you can use different things to clean the distilleries and things like that. And so I like Young Living because I know that they only clean with their own products with the essential oils. So that's amazing. They're also first distillation, which means they're the purest form of an oil you can get. Usually the sweeter the oil, the more that it's been distilled, or the more properties that have been taken out, or chemicals that might be added in. And they also do in-house testing of all the oil batches that come through. Anything that doesn't pass inspection gets put back into the earth. Like if it's not the best of the best, it will get used elsewhere, which I think is amazing as well. They also do third-party testing, so they send it off to a lab to be tested as well, which is cool because then you know it's pure as pure as pure. I like saying those kind of things. And then they bottle themselves, which no other company does. Usually they send it off to a distillery, and then it comes to them in a bottle, and then they bottle it again. So you know that you're going straight from the distillery to the bottle to you, which is awesome. So seed to seal. So they do everything, and which they are the only company that I know of that does that. So that's why I pretty much chose them. Now, how did I get started? I don't know. How does anybody get started? Because they want to make a health change. And for me, it was June of 2014. I found out that I had some chemical sensitivities, and I also found out that my diet wasn't the way that it needed to be. I saw a nutritionist. She kind of, the lab work that came back that told me that I was kind of chemical sensitive was kind of like a smack in the face. Then the nutritionist is like, oh no, you got to take this, this, and this out. That was another smack in the face. And I was just kind of left, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like everything that I use, most everything that I use is not okay for me. And, you know, loved bleach. Anytime there was pain, like I took a Tylenol, even if it was just mild pain, I was like, I don't want to feel anything. You know, I want to feel good all the time. And really that, like, I didn't know what that meant, really. Like, how am I supposed to change all this? I like my smell good stuff in my house. I like the smell good stuff that I put on, you know, and all of that could be affecting me and making me sicker. Okay, so, I kind of freaked out. I kind of had a freak out session. And, you know, there was a time that I went down in the grocery store and I'm like, I can't have anything that I normally have. Like, what am I supposed to eat? And I kind of did that with my body products. Like, I started freaking out about what I was putting on my body. Like, how bad is this for me? What is it doing to me? And so I started doing research, and that came in a little bit overwhelming. So just trying to get more healthy inside and out was a big thing for me. And I was having trouble sleeping. And I know some of you probably have noticed, you know, like you run and run and run all day, and you're exhausted, and you come home and you lay down, and all of a sudden you hear this. Your brain's like, hey, let's talk. You're relaxing now. Let's communicate. Let's talk about all these things that we need to talk about and think about. And then your brain just goes mile a minute, kind of like I am right now. And so I just kind of quieted it down, and I was talking to Kelly, my friend Kelly, and she had just gotten started with Young Living. And I'm like, essential oils? Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know how they could possibly help. Like, how is that any better than, you know, the stuff that I'm already using? But it's natural. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. This might be my answer. And so I told her about having trouble sleeping, and she's like, okay, I'm going to send you some, you know, you want me to send you some lavender? And I'm like, oh, I kind of rolled my eyes. I'm like, she has no idea that I hate the smell of lavender. Like, I don't like going to lavender farms that were around me. They're gorgeous. They're so pretty, but they just were not my smell, right? I'm more of a fruity kind of girl. And so, you know, you can't say no. When somebody offers you something free, you should probably take it, unless it's really something you don't want. And I was at that point, I was willing to try anything. So she sent me the lavender. I smelled it, and I let my husband smell it, and we were both like, ew, no, I can't do it. And a couple more nights, maybe even a week without sleeping. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try anything. I'll try anything at this point. And, you know, and it's not chemicals. So I felt safer doing it. So I put a couple of drops on my pillow. It was the best night's sleep ever. I actually laid down, and for once, like, my brain was like, you know. So needless to say, lavender is now one of my favorite oils, and I smell it. I like to smell it a lot. I put it on my pillow when I'm having a rough time going to bed right away. It kind of quiets everything down, and it just relaxes me. I also use it in my bath water with some Epsom salt after a very stressful day. It's just very soothing. So that's kind of how I got started. And I've been doing it ever since, and kind of trying to share with people ever since I got my kit. I'll try and send things out. So let's get started on the kit, because I'm super excited for you to see. It has the coolest packaging. Isn't that pretty? And pretty sure that is actually lavender. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I want to go help out in the lavender farms. Okay, so that's the outside sleeve. Sweet, right? Okay, and this is the inside box. Check this out. It's magnetic, right? So when you start your collection of oils, which you will get as soon as you start going, this is a good box to have, because it will hold the 5 milliliter bottles perfectly. Okay, so it's a good little holder. So make sure you save it. If you're like me, you will. Okay, so on the inside, it has this little packet thing that has your new Young Living member stuff. And it also has like a little ticket that tells you what's in the kit, as if I'm not going to go over that. But it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay, So the first thing is this cute little carrier, right? And if you ever do classes or if you just want to show off your oils, it's got a little stand. Okay, so very pretty. Here's our first 10 oils, right? And then it has like a little top hat kind of thing. And then here's the next, oh, wrong way. Next layer. Yay. Okay, so here is your bonus oil, Stress Away. This will probably be one of your best friends after a while, especially if you have a lot of stress in your life. If not, it's a great perfume. It's got lemon, it has lime and vanilla in it, which are two of my favorite smells. Okay, and it comes with little sample packets. So these are good for either your purse or to give to somebody to try. It has lavender, peppermint, lemon, thieves, and it also has peace and calming, which actually doesn't come in the kit. So that's a nice one for you to try. A lot of people like that one. Okay, and then it has like these cool little sample bottles. So these you can either sample out and give to people, or you can use them again to keep in your purse or your gym bag or your baby carrier, whatever you need. Right there, lavender is always a good one to have on hand, and peppermint. And then it comes with cute little cards. So if you do decide to give them away, you can. It holds the little bottle and everything. It tells a little bit about lavender and how to use it. They're awesome. My first kit did not come with that. And then you get two little Ninja packets. Ninja Red. These are amazing. And I just found on Pinterest the other day, you can actually put these in the freezer. So they're like little already made ice pops. Love it. Okay, so we're going to put that little tidbit away because we don't need that for now. I'm going to keep one of the Ninjas out. I need one after this. Give me some energy. Okay, so perfect little bottle. Okay, I'm working my way up to the diffuser. Oh, so great. Okay, and then you get this cool, you'll get like your list of what all you bought. And then you get a monthly newsletter. Every time you buy, you get one. It's really good to look through, has good ideas, has yummy recipes. So that's always a good thing to have too. And then you'll get a box. Now this is the Dewdrop that comes like this. Again, the packaging is awesome. Okay, I love purple. So then you just kind of open it up. So this is the Dewdrop. That one back there is the home diffuser. The Dewdrop actually stays on and shuts off when it's empty. It has two settings, so you have the light on or the light off, which is kind of nice. The home diffuser, again, you can still turn the light off. I have it on, so you know I'm working with it. I've got to get those oils going, right? And so that one has two settings, so it's on intermittent or it's on all the time, and then, of course, you can take the light off. And so this is the Dewdrop one. It's really cool. It's a little difficult sometimes to open and close, but it's my favorite. The reason I like this out of the two that come in the standard kit is because it's so much quieter. Like, I can hear this one. I don't know if you can, but I can hear this one. And at night, like, you don't want to hear anything. At least I don't. Maybe you need the noise to go to sleep. And it's not very noisy. That's the thing. But I am, like, super sensitive. So this one's a lot quieter. So I like this one. I didn't at first because it was so hard to open and close, and I got frustrated with the fact that it didn't have like an intermittent cycle because I like the intermittent cycle. But it's become one of my favorites to use. Okay, so we're going to go all over the oil. Oh, I forgot. So the kit also comes with this handy dandy little roller, right? Okay. Awesome. Stainless steel. Rolls really nice. So you just take your bottle, whatever bottle you want to use. Most of you are probably going to want the Stress Away for that. So you just take your lid, take it on the edge of the little orifice thing, and maybe you'll pop it off. Or maybe you've had too much coffee like me. Okay, and then you just pop it off so it doesn't have one on. You just slightly just set it in like that, and I got oil all over me. Okay. Okay, and then you just take your lid, screw it on, make sure it's nice and tight. I don't know if you heard it, but I just heard it click. Sometimes it will not click, okay? This one, it went on really easy, and see, now it's on. And then you just roll it and rub it in. Okay, so that's awesome. I love that thing. You can actually buy them individually, or in a little package, so you can put it on as many bottles as you want. Okay, so I have my outline here, so we're going to kind of follow along so I don't get lost too bad or off topic too much, because I have a tendency to do that. So my kit is not the newest version, so it doesn't have the Vitality oils in it, which some of yours will be. The Vitality just means you can take it internally. So I'm going to go over them as if they were the Vitality ones. So the first one is lemon. So lemon was one of my favorites in the beginning, mostly because I wasn't sure how to use the other ones. So lemon is great. I was already doing lemon juice in the morning with warm water to kind of reset my system and reset the acidity and the pH levels in my body. And it was working really, really well. But the problem is that my teeth got super sensitive, so bad that I thought I had a cavity or something. I went to the dentist for it. And then I realized it was the lemon. And again, Kelly told me, hey, why don't you try the lemon oil? It's not the same. It doesn't have such an acidic ratio to it because it's just the lemon rind. So I tried it, and it actually works just as well, and it's perfect. It's also great just to have in your water to kind of help get you to drink more water. Okay, make sure that you use glass or stainless steel though when you're using the oils. Okay, because basically some of the oils, especially the citrus oils, can deteriorate the plastic, and basically you're going to be drinking in the chemicals. Okay, so make sure you watch out for that. I have kind of switched everything over to glass myself, so that kind of helps with that. The other one is that lemon is really good for emotional support, and it's very uplifting, and most adults and children like the smell. It kind of reminds me of like a lemon Skittle, which I can't have anymore, so it's nice. It also can help in the air, to purify the air, and it's got a nice light citrus scent to it. It also is really good for cleaning your countertops. You can just put a drop on washcloth and it gets permanent marker off, especially if like you grab what you think is an erasable marker and it's not. It's very helpful for that. It also helps remove temporary tattoos. If you want to try one out, for children and for, I use them. And it's also a really good degreasing agent. I've actually used it. My friend Jody and I were doing a make and take class, and we had bought a bunch of bottles, and we tried everything that we could that was non-toxic. Dish soap, Windex, whatever we could find, and nothing really worked. So we broke out the lemon. We actually ended up using citrus because we had our Citrus Fresh because it had like a bigger bottle. So, and it cleaned it right off. The stickers came right off. It was awesome. Made our job a lot easier that day. Okay, so before I go any further, you're probably wondering, okay, so how am I allowed, like what is an essential oil? You keep talking, going on and on about all these things, but you don't tell me like what is an essential oil. So an essential oil is actually the lifeblood of the plant. So it'd be kind of like our blood protects us from things. So it has like hormone-like compounds that can help regenerate the cells. It also has the ability to penetrate the cell membranes and diffuse throughout the blood and tissue. Their particles are so small they even can cross the blood-brain barrier, which I kind of talked about a little bit on Facebook. And how do you use them? I don't know. How do you use them? Let's just go over it. Okay. So there's three different ways that you can use your essential oils. One is aromatically. So we've already kind of discussed it. You can do it in the diffuser. You also can just open the bottle and take a smell of it and just kind of breathe it in like that. Okay. That's lemon, and I just love lemon. Okay. Or you can just drop it in your hand. Put a drop in your hand and then kind of just smell it like that, okay? And again, you're breathing it in. It takes a few minutes to kind of circulate through your body. I always tell people, just give it a little bit of time, a few minutes. It works really fast. Okay. So the next way is topically. So you can put it just directly on your skin, on your forearms, on the back of your neck, behind your ear, depending on the oil. I like to put Joy over my heart, especially when I'm having a rough day. The Joy really kind of helps uplift my spirits a little bit. Or you can put it on your feet. So I kind of posted about this earlier, but it's so cool. You have a bunch of nerve endings in the bottom of your feet, and they go all throughout your body. So if you ever have a question about whether you can put an oil on or not, especially the citrus oils that can be photosensitive, which means you want to stay out of the sun if you put it in that area needs to be clothed if you're going to be out in the sun so you don't burn. You can put them on your feet, or in my case, I like to put the stinky ones on my feet because if I don't like the smell of it, sometimes I have a hard time using it. So I'll put it on my feet. Sometimes the hot oils, anything that has cinnamon in it, you want to be careful of. So like the thieves, you could put it on your feet. And it goes through your body still. Oils are amazing, and oils act differently on different people. So something that might work for me to kind of relieve stress and kind of relax me may work a little bit different for you. Or you may need a little bit more than I do, or less, depending on, I have a lot of stress. So it works differently for everybody. So that's kind of topically how you would do it. And getting roller balls or even having the roller tops are awesome. And, once these things get empty, you can save them and reuse them to do your roll-ons. And I'll maybe talk about that in another class because I'm kind of limited on time. So the next way is internally. Now, I only recommend this with Young Living oils because I know that they do not add anything into their oils. I know that they're wholly pure, don't have any alcohol or anything else in them to kind of water them down. The FDA only requires 5% of essential oil to be in a bottle to be considered pure or natural, okay? And the rest can be alcohol or whatever. They don't even have to label it. That's why I don't trust the ones at the store, okay? So that kind of, so internally, again, glass container or stainless steel. Okay, don't use aluminum or plastic. Stay away from those, please. So you can just drink them, put them in, get your peppermint or your thieves. I like to do thieves in tea, like a cinnamon tea with a little bit of lemon and some frankincense when I'm really feeling like I need an immune boost. It works really good for that. You can also just drop it on the tongue. Sometimes when I eat things that I really shouldn't eat, I just take out my peppermint, drop on the tongue, and I feel better almost instantly. Another way you can do it is you can put it on your finger and just do a cheek swipe. Also capsules. They have these little awesome capsules that you can get either through Young Living or you can find them online sometimes. And you just put however many drops you need to, and then fill the rest with the carrier oil. Carrier oils are usually either like coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, grapeseed. The list goes on and on. I will try and post something about that later if I haven't already. And then you can just kind of just stay away from the vegetable oil or the canola oil for sure. So just double check before you use it. I love to use either just regular coconut oil or fractionated coconut oil. Either one is really good for those kind of things. And if you don't have that, hopefully you're cooking with olive oil or something like that, so you can just reach for the bottle and fill it. It makes it a lot easier. Okay, so that is internally, and we're kind of done with all the ways to take it. So now we can get back to the oils. Sorry, I'm kind of ranting a little bit. Kind of going off topic. So the next one is is a favorite of mine. This one is my Swiss Army knife of oils. A lot of people will say that lavender is theirs. And yes, lavender does amazing things. But for me, peppermint is my go-to. I have to carry it everywhere with me. Okay. So especially if I'm having a rough day, This one's a good one, especially because now it's getting hot outside. It was like 95 in my car today. I really could use some peppermint, okay? You can put it just directly on the back of your neck. It's very cooling. Sometimes I like to put it in a little spray bottle with some water, shake it up really good, and spray it on myself when it gets really hot. It's a very cooling effect. I actually use it in my chapstick because I like how it tingles my lips. I've also put it in my lotion. I use a peppermint chocolate lotion, and it's perfect for summertime because I put it on and it's like, oh, so cool. You know, it's like instant air conditioning. I also use it a lot when my digestive system is kind of like out of whack. It can kind of realign everything, which is awesome. And you smell minty fresh. So no more gum. Just put that in there. Okay. So just to kind of recap what my line says. So 1 drop of peppermint can equal 28 cups of peppermint tea. So it can help alleviate nausea, which is good, especially like if you're something that wasn't really good for you. It increases your alertness, so you just take a smell of it, and it does kind of wake you up. Like in the morning, I use a peppermint scrub that Young Living has, which I love, and I wish I could do it every morning, but I only 2 or 3 times a week. And then you just put it on, and for one, my face feels so much smoother after I do it, but it tingles, and it's also, I'm like smelling it, and it really does help wake you up. It can also open the sinuses if you're having any like little troubles. And you can also kind of rub it on your temples or wherever you might be having a headache or, the occasional headache. It kind of help with that. It's also a major ingredient in Deep Relief, which is great for the occasional headaches or sore muscles. I know that sometimes I use it with OrthoSport, just to kind of beef it up a little bit and make it work right after I've worked out. And it also helps cool me down after the workout, so it kind of relaxes those muscles that are now tense because I've overworked them. So that's what I know about peppermint. There's a lot of great things that it's good for. It's also nice and refreshing in the diffuser. Like, I really didn't think it was going to be a smell that I'd like in the diffuser, but my friend Jody had used it one day. And I asked her, what do you got in the diffuser? And she told me, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go home and try that because I like it. It made her house smell like refreshing. I don't even know how to explain it. I just really liked it. So let's kind of talk a little bit about the history of essential oils. So because essential oils are the liquids that come from the plants that they are distilled from, they are very small moleculed, which if you think about essential oils, okay, you think oils, you think greasy, you think, it's not like coconut or olive oil. If you put coconut on your hand, yes, it's going to take a while to saturate into your skin. Essential oils are not that way, okay? I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so that's my wrist. And you just kind of glide it on. And you saw me, I just put the lid on. You can't really see it, but, it's gone already. So it goes into that layer of skin real fast, and it smells so good too, depending on the ones you use. Okay, so because the therapeutic essential oils are taken in by the bloodstream and carried to every cell within the entire body in a matter of minutes. See, I told you. So basically what I do is when I give somebody an oil, especially a sample, if I've made a roll-on or something, I will tell them, just swipe it. And if you haven't felt a difference within a couple of minutes, I'd go ahead and do it again. So this is very important, though, because sometimes, I always think less is more, right? These are therapeutic grades, so they're very potent. They're the purest form you can possibly get. So me, I'm kind of like an oil hoarder. I love my oils, and I try and savor them as much as possible. So if I have something And there's a blend, and then there's a single. I'll try the single first. Like peppermint is a good one to try. If peppermint doesn't work, I will try the Panaway, which has a little bit more stuff in it. But always kind of go slow, because especially when you're starting out and you don't know how your body's going to react to something, whether it's going to be too much or too little. So you always want to start out a little bit slow. Definitely use a carrier oil when you're first starting out. Don't just go full-fledged into just dropping it straight on you. Okay? Young Living is a company that was founded on principle that nature has the ability to support every body system. So basically, let's work to get our bodies in line with where it needs to be. Bringing great wellness and abundance to people all over the world has always been the top priority for Young Living founder Gary Young and his CEO wife Mary Young. Gary has built 10 farms around the world and it is completely open about his farming practices. They love for their members, yay, to be a part of the seed planting. All the way to the harvest and distillation process. There is no pesticides or chemicals used on their farm. They have a crew that hand pick the weeds. Young Living was started over 21 years ago, and they're the only company in the world that is not an oil broker. We own our own farms and distilleries and have organic farming practices like we kind of talked about earlier. So Young Living uses its internal labs. Okay, so this is the part that I really thought was really kind of neat. They are also the first company to pioneer combining pure essential oils with supplements within oil. It helps increase the absorption rate by 50%. How awesome is that? So you're already taking supplements. Why not take supplements that have the oils that can help your body absorb that supplement a little bit better? So that's kind of a little bit more about things, right? And I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting distracted already. It's my first time by myself. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is lavender, which we've already discussed a little bit. It can kind of help soothe. And this is everybody's typically their Swiss Army knife of oils. This is their go-to. So if I had to pick just 2 oils to have for the rest of my life, and hopefully that never happens, peppermint and lavender would be the 2. Okay? This can soothe minor skin irritations and sun exposure too. I know that I've used it a couple of times when I've been cooking and accidentally grab a pan that's too hot, cold water, pour the lavender on, and just let it kind of rub in. And again, you can diffuse it to help eliminate odors in the air as well. And you can also add it to things like shampoos for that calming effect, and lotions and skincare products. It's nice for a facial to kind of put in your little facial thing. I like to add it to my already made up face wash that I use. It just kind of feels good. It kind of helps smooth out my skin a little bit too. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is Thieves Vitality. So the Vitality line is going to have a little white label. So that'll be nice to have. And it always tells you on the bottle, like whether you can diffuse it or not. So make sure you look for that. And it always has the ingredients. And now they have this really cool, see how empty or full it is so you know when to order, which is always important. So Thieves is awesome. It's a blend that helps support the immune and respiratory systems. It has cinnamon, clove, rosemary, eucalyptus, and lemon in it. It was also named after a band of robbers who were grave robbing during the plague in the 15th century. They were soaking the handkerchiefs in this blend, and then they would be touching plague victims, and didn't suffer the plague, obviously. It can be taken in the capsule or with tea and honey. We've already kind of discussed. I love it in my tea with a little bit of extra. Or you can rub it on the bottoms of your feet. It's very helpful before getting on a plane or off a plane. Going to school or any other environment where you need the extra support for a healthy immune system. So teachers, nurses, that kind of thing would be a good gift if you want one of those. It's a safe natural alternative for cleaning. They have a great line of anywhere from dish soap to cleaning. They have a concentrate that you can make into a bottle, which is huge. It's so worth it. And I use it for cleaning my counters, degreasing things. You can use it for your windows. You can use it for your carpet cleaning, floors. I mean, pretty much anywhere you can use this. I joke all the time to people about how, like, I'm willing to lick my counter after using it. That's how much I love it. They also have your bathroom line. So they have soaps, hand soaps. They have body soaps. They also have toothpaste and mouthwash. It's really good to use in the mouth, especially like if you accidentally bite your tongue or your lip. It's good to kind of swish around with that. So you can also add it to cooking. So Jody and I were doing make and take classes, and one of my favorite things to make was Thieves popcorn. You air pop the popcorn. You mix coconut oil with maple syrup and some drops of Thieves oil, and then you add salt so you mix that up, mix it with the popcorn, and then you add salt. It's the perfect combination of sweet and salty. It's awesome. And then you don't feel bad because it's all healthy for you. Okay. So the next one, and again, I want to say that Thieves is one of the hot ones, so make sure to dilute it with a carrier oil. And if you're not sure how you're going to feel about it, make sure you put it on your feet first, okay? So the next one is going to be frankincense. I lovingly call this one Frank. Frank is my buddy. He's going to be the one to smooth out these little wrinkles right here. Kind of smooth them out. I'm getting to that age. So it's referred to as liquid gold to most people. I just call him Frank. And it's mentioned over 50 times in the Bible. Frankincense is one of the main ones that are there. It's very beneficial for the skin, used often in meditation, and it supports your emotional and spiritual well-being. It also helps oxygenate the mind and body. And it's definitely worthy of some research to see how awesome this oil can be. Okay. So the next one we're going to talk about is DiGize. Everybody says these a little bit differently, so you'll just have to bear with me if I get it wrong. Okay, so this is DiGize. It is a blend of 8 supportive essential oils formulated to aid proper digestive function. So again, if you have any digestion issues, you can, it can help alleviate and get that system going a little bit better, help support it. It's got ginger, anise, fennel, peppermint, tarragon, lemongrass, patchouli, and juniper. This is a good one. If the peppermint doesn't work on my stomach and I'm still having trouble, I will go for the DiGize. And this is a good one to keep if you're going overseas. I got a friend going overseas soon, and I sent her home with one. So she's going to report back to me on how many times and whether it worked or not. So it can soothe your stomach discomforts. You can take it as a dietary supplement after each meal as a healthy daily regime. A must-have when traveling. See, told you. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and show you purification. This is another one I wasn't too fond of when I first started using it, but it's amazing for smells. So anything that kind of is raunchy in your house, maybe your trash can, maybe your husband cleaned a fish and he threw the carcass in the trash can. It really, really stinks. This helps. Okay. You just put a couple of drops on a cotton ball and throw it in there. It also works. I use it on the cat box. If you accidentally forgot about a load in the wash and it's stinky, but you're like, oh, I don't want to use the laundry detergent again, put a couple of drops of this in, run it again, and it will be so much better. So this is a blend of lemongrass, rosemary, lavender, melaleuca, myrtle, and citronella. So it's a really good one to have for eliminating odors, not just masking chemical sprays. You can spray it on children and and adults to enjoy the outdoor nuisance-free and avoid toxic chemicals that people often spray all over themselves. It's a great one to have for the summer. It also is powerful in supporting healthy skin. It makes a great non-toxic cleaner choice for its purification properties. Maybe even the toilet would be a good one to add to like a fizzy or something. You can add a couple of drops, like I said, to the laundry if it's stinky, or even if it's not. Maybe your husband works in the fish industry. My husband used to work for a fish company, and his clothes would come home. I mean, he would stink like fish. You know, he would always tell me, well, that's the smell of money, honey. No, that's the smell of fish. You can also put it on your dryer balls, the homemade dryer balls, or the ones that you get, the little wool ones. I actually like a couple of different scents. The lavender is really good. I do the lavender on my sheets. Great one. Okay, it's also good for little blemishes. I have somebody that will put it on when they're starting to get zits or something. I'll just put a little bit on. So you'll probably even put it in your lotion at night, depending on the lotion. Yeah, and you can put it in the vents in the house or the car. You know, if you accidentally find a dead mouse in your air conditioner vent. Yeah, purification helps a lot, especially if you have an overall house air conditioner, and so now your whole house smells like dead mouse. Yeah, purification. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is Pan-Away. And as you can see, it has a different lid on it than the purification. So this is because it has wintergreen in it, and wintergreen is one of those ones that you need to be careful with around children. So anytime you see this cap, you need to be very careful, okay? Especially when working with children. So this is a stimulating aroma that's popular, and the original combination is wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, and peppermint essential oils formulated by Gary Young. This blend is an ideal to apply topically after exercise and daily activity. This is a really good one if you're super sore. Okay, and this is also the one I like to use sometimes for the headaches if the peppermint doesn't work. Okay, always start small. It helps soothe muscle skeletal system. It's great on back rubs, legs, and neck. And again, this is another one that's going to be right in the summertime. You have a sore back, or you just think you do. You just tell your husband, can you just rub this on my back before you go to bed? It's nice and cooling. So if you have like a little fan, you don't have an air conditioner like I do. I don't have an air conditioner. So fan plus Pan-Away equals yay. And then you can rub a couple of drops on with the Ortho Ease or another carrier oil to spread more over your back. So you just put a couple of drops of this. I use this on my husband. He kind of overworked himself trying to work on the house, and his legs were really, really sore and tight. I could barely even touch them. And just rub that in with the Ortho Ease, and it really did help a lot. Okay, so one of the last ones that we're going to talk about is the Copaiba. This is one of my favorite oils, and I got this as a freebie because my kit did not come with the Copaiba. This was December of 2014, before the new kits came out, and this came as a freebie I think the next month, so January or February, must have been January. Anyway, it was a freebie with your order, the specific limit order. And I got it, and I was like, what do you use that for? I liked it because it has a very light scent. That's the first thing that drew me in. And then I kind of looked about what it does and what it can be used for. And I really like it. So it's a good, it has a history of soothing properties. Yes, I add it to my bath water with the lavender. It's very relaxing, and it kind of relieves some stress too. And it kind of works out some kinks when you're sore. A resin and dietary supplement that you can add to tea or water. It's used to aid in digestion. It also supports the body's natural response to injury or irritation. So again, it can help a little bit, help alleviate some pain. It helps the body regulate its own natural immune responses. So this might be a good one to mix with the thieves. It also has a rich, uplifting, woodsy smell. Now, to me, it doesn't really smell like anything, which is awesome. Traditionally used in Native American recipes, dilution not required except for the most sensitive individuals. So again, this is another one that I really like for that. And it can help, it can boost any of these oils. So you put like peppermint on, and then you want it to work a little bit better. So you just put a little bit of copaiba on, and that kind of helps, drive it in, as it were. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is RC. Again, I did not get this one right away because I had nothing. I had no idea. It didn't come in my kit. So when I got it in my next kit, I was amazed by it. So it's a blend of cypress, spruce, and 3 types of eucalyptus oils. And it also includes the naturally occurring constituent of limone. So this one is a really good one when your nose is really stuffed up, to just kind of open up your senses a little bit. Cypress oil promotes a sense of security and grounding. It's also beneficial for troubled skin. This one I'm not sure that I would want to put on straight, so I would suggest kind of blending it in. The eucalyptus, naturally occurring, supports the respiratory system health and soothes muscles after exercise. I could see this one because I love eucalyptus for that kind of thing. It also, you can diffuse it for stimulating your environment. It's also wonderful for making bath salts, and because of the vapors. You can also make like little bath bombs that you can stick in, like when you're really not feeling very good and you're all stuffed up and you just kind of need to clear yourself up. You can make bath bombs where you put them in the shower, and it just, or even just put a drop in the shower. The steam just kind of helps open everything up, and it makes it so that you can breathe a little bit better. Okay, so the next one is Stress Away. So when I read the ingredients, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to love that one when it comes in my kit. So this 11th bonus oil is copaiba, lime, cedarwood, vanilla, acacia, lavender, and coconut oil. This is a stress-relieving and relaxing essential oil that can help reduce occasional nervous tension. The inclusion of the copaiba and the lavender help reduce mental rigidity and restores equilibrium. So when I first got the kit, I did not like this smell. I really thought I would, because lime and vanilla have got to smell good together, and it was one that I just really didn't like very much. But I, every once in a while I was like, oh, I really should try that, and I loaned it out. And as I was giving it to the person I was loaning out to, I'm like, well, that kind of smells good. I kind of like that. So then I started using it, especially for stress, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's so soothing. And then I started loving it. Okay, and then like about a month ago, I went to put it in my car, because that's where I usually like to put it, because who doesn't love driving? And I didn't like the smell again. So I was like, okay, I know I need this one. My friend Kelly, again, she's amazing. She was like, if it smells funny to you, or you don't like the smell, then that's probably because you need it. So anytime an oil comes up, especially weirdly, like I don't like it and then I like it and then I don't like it again. So I know when I definitely need it is when I really don't like the smell. So that's always kind of like a little hint there. So the lime and the helps stimulate the senses with a pleasant aroma, which again, lime smells like the lime Skittles. Really, seriously, if you're craving Skittles and you know you can't have them, you put some lime, some orange, and some lemon in the diffuser. Helps that a lot. So the lime can increase mental clarity, creativity, and even support the immune system. Cedarwood includes powerful scent, creating relaxation, calming, and comforting atmosphere when diffused. Copaiba, again, aids in digestion, supports the body's natural response to injury or irritation. Acacia aids in the body's natural defense against injury and illness, and contains purifying properties. This, again, is one that I would add the little roller top that you get for free, especially if you have a lot of stress, whether it's work stress, kid stress, hubby stress, girlfriend stress, whatever it is. This is a good one to have in your roller ball, with your roller ball. Okay? All right, so the other bonus, the Ninja Red packets are really good. He gives you 2 samples in there to help with vitality. That's why he's also looked into the Ninja Berry, Wolfberry, which is really good for you. Okay, so ways this is beneficial. It's a balanced ingredients, whole body nutrient infused for health and wellness supports cellular function, contains powerful ingredients that are involved in many natural antioxidant processes. It supports overall good health. It also provides support for normal eye health. It delivers citrus essential oils. It also energizes, fortifies, and revitalizes. Yay! So if you're having this is a good one to start your day with. Really, kind of get you going a little bit more. It's formulated from exotic fruits. It includes wolfberry, which is touted for its healthy benefits. I actually bought some wolfberries from Young Living, and I put it in my shakes. I also put it in my Make and Take lemon poppy seed pound cake, and it's really good. And it gets those nutrients in that you need a little bit more. And it does help with stress. It also is a good daily take it in the morning. And again, like I said, you can freeze it now that it's summertime. Okay, so all the fun stuff we've unpacked. We need to talk. How do you get to open up your own kit, right? This own wonderful, pick your diffuser, pick your kit. How do you do that? How do you get started? There's 2 ways that you can buy this. You can either become a customer where you just buy the kit, you purchase the item at retail rate. If you decide you want all of the items that I talked about tonight, you can get the 10 everyday essential oils for $160 without the diffuser. The second and best option, which is totally where I started, is the wholesale membership with the premium starter kit. So all of the stuff that I showed you for $160, that's normally, if I bought everything individually, would be $365 retail. Plus, you start receiving 20% off of the retail price on any future orders. People willing to pay, it's like paying at Costco, okay, every year to purchase the products at retail cost. So this way, you are basically not paying the membership, right? The best thing is all you do is you keep your Young Living membership active. You just have to spend $50 a year. That's it. If you don't want to do it, which I don't imagine that any of you would stop doing it, I've been buying every month. So you don't have to, and you don't have to sell. You don't have to be a distributor. You don't have to sell to people. You do have the choice to participate in a referral program. Every time you refer someone to the company, Young Living will send you $50 as a thank you check. By sharing with 3 people, it basically pays for your oils. So your kit is free after you share and get 3 people to join. So it's really easy to get your money back. Signing up as a wholesale member is the best bang for your buck, basically. If you get started in the next 72 hours, I am offering each person that joins an extra oil, one of my favorites. Not really sure which ones right now. I was thinking either orange or grapefruit or lime. Something that doesn't come in the kit but I use a lot and I think is amazing. As a wholesale member, you can also sign up for Young Living's frequent buyer program. It's called Essential Rewards. It's basically where you start just automatically receiving oils every month. You can pick what oils you get every month, and you can change them anytime during the month. There's sometimes I change it the night before my order is supposed to go out. I will change everything about the order. It doesn't have to be the same thing every month. It can be something different every month. I always put a little extra on there. Something I haven't tried before is always a great one. And you get bonuses back. So you can get money back anywhere from 10% to 20% back, depending on how long you've been doing the Essential Rewards. You do have a month that you can take off if you need to. You just have to spend $50 in personal volume every month in order to get the 10% or up to 20% off. And then you get that back in personal volume. So it's kind of like credit on your account, right? So you get like, you know, you spend $100, you get $10 back. And then you can spend it. I'm saving up mine. Mine's about $200 right now, so I'm getting ready to spend like crazy. Yay! And it's all free. So you just auto ship. You can change the date most of the time. You can change the date anytime you want. Sometimes there are blackout dates, like when you're getting too close, it won't let you switch it. So the first 6 months, you earn 10% in PV. The month 7 through 12, then you get 15%. And then after 12 months, so the 13th month, you start getting 20% back. And depending on how much you spend during the month, there's always freebies that come usually starts at $190. So if you spend $190, then after you get free oils at that point. So you can get even more free. So this is absolutely optional, and we always try and get people to start up with different things. Now, we do have a couple other kits that you can start up with too. There's a Thieves kit and also a Ninja Red kit that you can start up with, totally up to you. And again, with the Essential Rewards, you can cancel at any time. So you don't have to keep doing it. And if you love it, but 1 month you're like, okay, I got to go on vacation, I can't do it this month, you can postpone it for that month. You get one per year. And okay, so as a Young Living member, Wholesome member, you will be you will get information about how to use Young Living, access to monthly classes that are online, one-on-one coaching. If you'd like to, if you have any questions about something, feel free to call me. We have a great upline. Kelly is amazing. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So if you have any questions, you can always follow up with me. I will follow up with you, make sure everything's going okay. If you have any questions, there's also Facebook groups that I will add you to, and if you don't want to be added to those groups, let me know. There's a member page that you can ask questions. The Limelight says My Upline, so that page you'll be added to, and there's amazing recipes and questions and answers. So there's definitely support, so you're not out there by yourself, which is awesome. We just like to make sure that everybody's well supported, okay? So I just want to finish by saying I think you guys are all amazing. I thank you so much for being patient with me and getting through this video with me. And I really hope that I have helped you learn a little bit more about essential oils. And again, once you go back to Facebook and you check in, make sure you say that you've watched this video. I know it's long. We can get into asking questions. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to help you answer. And again, even when the class is finished, I'm going to keep this video up for a week. So you can always look back into it at another time if you need to. And everything that's on the class, I'm not going to close it for a week. So you have a little bit of time to take some notes, really think about it, and definitely call me if you have any questions or message me on Facebook. I'm willing to help you with everything that's going on, and I hope that I hear from you soon to discuss changing and getting healthier you. Thanks, and have a